Hello, 7th graders. Just Miss Matlin here. If you recall, the other day we talked about numerical expressions and translating verbal phrases into numerical expressions. Remember, that really means we're taking the words of English and being able to write them using numbers and operations. Well, now we're going to get into writing algebraic expressions from verbal phrases. So we're going to see those same English words, but now instead of writing numerical ones with numbers and operations, we're going to write algebraic, which means we're now going to contain a variable or a letter that would be used in those numbers and operations as well. We'll use that same coding to help us kind of break apart the problem and be able to write the expression. So if I look at number 1, this is page 3 in your note packet, so you're going to want to find page 3 in your note packet. Remember, there's always a digital one posted in Google Classroom if you don't have the physical copy. So 2 more than a number n, and so they're just saying the variable we're using for this number that is unknown here is the letter n. Now remember, more than means to add, but that then tells us it goes before. Like I went to McDonald's, then Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's was the second part or the second thing I did. So my expression would be n plus 2. 40, now if we go on to the next one, here I see 42 less than, well, that means to subtract a number z, and that's just the variable that they gave me. Okay, again, we see this word then, so that less than means it comes afterwards. 42 less than a number z, well, I have to know z first before I can take away the 42. So it'd be z minus 42. Okay. Next one, product. What does product mean to do? It means to multiply 11 and a number k. So I'm going to find the product of these two things, 11 and k. So typically when it's a number and a variable, we just write them right next to each other as 11k. All right, let's maybe just do a couple more on here. A number t, so here's our variable, increased by, so that means it went up 70. So my answer would be t plus 70. And notice I just put a little curve on my t to help us not mix it up with a plus sign. Okay. Let's try number 5. The quotient. Do you remember what quotient means to do? Quotient is the answer to a division problem. So what are the two things we're dividing? It is 43 and a number m. So I'm going to find the quotient of 43 and m, or 43 divided by m. Remember we talked about how this fraction bar is often used for division in 7th grade. So you could have written 43 divided by m, but we'll probably see this more often in 7th grade, so you'll see me writing division with a fraction bar. Okay. These were one-step ones. There's a few more here to practice if you would like. Now we're going to move on to 2 operations. So we're going to see 2 types of operations within these problems, not just the single one. So now if we read, let's decode 2 times a number b, so they gave us the variable b to represent it, decreased by, so there's my other operation, which means b minus 3. So if I wanted to write that out, that'd be 2b minus 3. Okay. 6 more than. So remember, that means you're adding, but this then tells us the plus is going to go before it. This plus 6 is going to be at the end of the problem. Then I'm going to do 6 more. The quotient, so that means I'm dividing, of 9 and a number p. So the two things I'm finding the quotient of are 9 and p. So it'd be 9 divided by p and 6 more than that. Okay. Let's try another example. A number c divided by 4 increased by 7. So if I put this together, c divided by 4, and it's telling us increased by 7. So it'd be plus 7 at the end. And you see that I'm boxing in our answers as well. Okay. 14. 1 less than. So that means I'm taking away. But you see that then means it's going to come at the end. So it's going to be a minus 1 at the end. The product, which means to multiply, 13 and a number y. So that product is going to come in here. So I have to do the product first, which would be 13y minus 1. Let's try one more. A number w divided by is my operation, 8. Decreased by means to subtract k. So a number divided by 8 decreased by k would be my expression. Okay, those are algebraic expressions. All right, now I would like you to take time to finish the remaining ones, and when we get a chance, we'll take a look at them and correct them. So if that means in class or when you come back to class, have me take a look at the remaining ones on this page. That'll help get you set up for the riddle that we will be working on.